Ministers, members of Federal Executive Council, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as the Honorable Minister for Information and National Orientation has told us, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu did at the outset of today's Federal Executive Council meeting talk us through and even inspire us and update us on the commitment that he has to growing the Nigerian economy by, in this particular instance, optimizing public savings and efficiency of spending. And the background, of course, as we all know, is that having taken measures, difficult, decisive, and timely measures to reform and stabilize the economy. First of all, by removing distortions, which you're all aware of, and then achieving a fair modicum of macroeconomic stability, as you are all very much aware. Stability in exchange rate, inflation coming down, revenues going up, debt to GDP coming within range, and overall, the investment environment for both domestic and foreign investment improving markedly to the extent that Nigeria is now very much seen as a very attractive destination for investment in infrastructure, for investment in oil and gas, for investment in the health sector, among so many others. And of course, a very attractive platform for manufactured exports, given the competitive exchange rate. So the president did emphasize and recommit to building a $1 trillion economy by 2020. And in order to achieve this, he focused on the fact that by 2027, we need to be growing by at least 7% per annum to achieve that rapid, sustained, inclusive growth and achieve the target that he has set. The IMF, in a recent Article 4 consultation report, essentially affirmed the trajectory that we are on, but they also, as Mr. President is doing, emphasized the importance of investment-led growth. And in particular, Mr. President reported that he had, as we all know, launched the Renewed Hope Development Program at the last National Economic Council meeting. He had got the buy-in, the support, and indeed the involvement and commitment of the subnationals, the governors, and by definition also the local governments. And that collaboration is going to be key in the ward-based initiative across 8,809 wards to provide, in all the 774 local governments, to provide funding, support, and facilitation to thousands of economically active individuals at the grassroots in each ward. And this is a way of addressing poverty and ensuring, as Mr. President has promised, that no Nigerian will be left behind. So it's a collaboration between the federal, the states, and the local governments, prioritizing productivity-enhancing investments. And of course, he emphasized that the key to growth is investment, and for investment, you have to have savings, as well as, of course, whether it's you're attracting savings of others or domestic savings, it is still savings that is the basis of investment. And our own public sector savings at about 5% of GDP is low and needs to urgently increase was the charge from Mr. President. And in order to do that, he has charged us to focus on spending efficiency and has directed the economic management team, which I have the honor and privilege to lead, to look into the issue of review of the deductions from the Federation account, costs of collection by FIRS, Customs, NUPRC, NIMASA, and others, to look at the appropriateness and the possible savings in those key areas, amongst others. And likewise, NNPC has charges of 30% management fee and 30% management of the Frontier Exploration Fund, and we are charged with ensuring that in order to optimize every naira available for investment, we look at these particular charges and come up with our perspective that will focus on essentially reviewing those deductions and revenue retention practices and come up with actionable recommendations for optimizing in this particular area, making savings, reducing these deductions, and having more available for investment. And it was on that note that Mr. President also commended the team they has, the members of FEC, for their commitment, their resilience, their hard work in supporting and implementing the reform agenda of Mr. President. Thank you. I will just, while I have the microphone, say that in addition to that, I did present a memo. One of them was on infrastructure, the Islamic Development Bank's financing of $125 million in support of infrastructure in Abia State, really a road network in the cities of Umahia and Aba, about 35 kilometers in one case and about 126 kilometers in another case. I also presented a memo on the all-important refinancing of the electricity sector outstanding obligations, totaling 4 trillion. So there's a phased plan for refinancing those. It is now fully approved, and we move to implementation, which should take, under the expert management and implementation of the Debt Management Office and others, it should take 3 to 4 weeks, and then the resolution of that all-important electricity sector debt will be, implementation of the first phase will have been completed. Thank you.